go to another border. I guess so. It's the hierarchy. I just I learned a lot. Those paychecks, even though they were kind of tiny, were so real. I earned this. This paycheck was earned. When I win in poker, nah. It's just play money. It's like I executed 3rd grade math and got lucky. Or just I didn't get unlucky. Who freaking cares, dude? Oh, but it's way more money. I don't care. I like the hellfire of Granada Bowl. Getting crushed. Getting bossed around. They're threatening to fire me. And they've already fired 5 other people this year. And you're fighting to keep a job that you don't even know that you don't want. And you're stressing out. And it's all the stakes are high for some of them. If they get fired, they don't have a place to live. For me, I could have just... if I got fired, my ego says, you lost at working. That's what being fired was to me. I didn't want to lose. I worked there for 6 years. Why are you working here so long? Well, because, I don't know, because I'm good at bowling. Isn't that what I'm supposed to do? I signed up for a job, so I just work here for life? What? Well, yeah, they said I had to come in on Tuesday. What do you mean? Well, I'm working here. Jody Van Vossen, my orchestra teacher. Looks at me. Really? I'm like cleaning tables with, maybe not the best attitude. Average attitude. Just thinking, what are you doing here? Why are you doing this? Why aren't you going to college? You're smart enough to play in the advanced orchestra? Cleaning tables for $8 an hour? Why? I'm one of the smartest people in the class. And she couldn't put it into words, and she couldn't. She was crying. She didn't know what do I do? Do I tell him? I wanted a video game, it was $50. My dad says, I found you a job. I didn't have any plans. I made about $10,000. I don't know how much I made. $18,000. I don't know. Let's just say 18,000. But I have no idea how much money I made. Just part time. 18,000. And then my dad, you know, when people say I didn't do it for the money, I believe them. I believe that. But I think it'd be funny. I think it'd be really funny. Tell people, well, why are you running for president? $400,000 a year. That's freaking hilarious. 400 grand? And all I have to do is walk around, and all I have to do is talk and give talks. And that would be hilarious. And they're just like, what? Who says that? It's just funny. And it's true, too, because that's how much they're paying. And they're hiring. All you gotta do is get the votes. 9:45 p.m. Well, let's talk for 6 more minutes then, because they're gonna close at 10. And I told my dad I'd get him told him I'd give him a quesadilla. And I want 3 tacos, at least. But I just drive over here and then I miss it. And you know, I saw CJ's mom. At the grocery store. And she gives me this look like, Eric, it's time to move on with your life. Very similar to the Jody Van Fossen story. It's like, what are you doing? Just chilling at home. And it's like, I feel like I'm better than this. And that's what my house teacher told me. It's embarrassing what job I told her I wanted to do. I was like, there's this job I wanted to, I was like, there's this job. She said, you're better than this. I will always remember that. You're better than this, says the one who loves you the most. No. President? You know what she said when I told her that? Yeah, that's about right. Really? I told my friend Eric one time, hey man, 2 months ago, it's gonna sound crazy, why can't he be president? And this is a smart guy, too. Why can't he be president? A different friend, he would say, oh, okay. Like, he would say, he's like, probably better than what we have now. If it was just one of his other friends, well, probably better than what we have. That's what he would have said. But for me, it was just like, why can't you be president? And then he goes, you have a mouth. I said, you're right. And he believed it more than me. Henry Ford once said, if you think you can, if you think you can't, guess what? You're right. Either way. People on their deathbed, they get hit with, the people that are deathbed that are like pretty good and they're going to heaven, whatever, they get hit with this white light and then they feel God. And then they get this, all of a sudden they get this divine confidence as well. And what's funny is they say, oh wait, let me take this, remember it, and then go back and be 20 years old again and live my life again. And I know exactly how I want to live this life. And I didn't do it. And it's like, now that they're about to die, they have the roadmap. Just deathbed in general. It's like, a lot of righteous people have no regrets because they walked a good walk. And they have not just forgiven, but forgive and forget. Anyways, I'm going to get some Taco Bell. And I've had multiple, I haven't had a dream yet. I haven't had a presidential dream, but it feels really good. I was in the hospital and I was just like thinking about all sorts of crap and it was like messing me up. It doesn't matter what I'm thinking about, it just hurts. And then all of a sudden I think about president and the policies and all that, and it feels so good. I go to the next hospital resort and I just start and the staff are like, yeah, sure, you can do that. I think so. And then there was one black guy who didn't believe in me, but everyone else did. Oh, well, one girl gave me a really nasty look. Had a weird look. And then the other people were like, what? And then a bunch of people believe me. And they're like, yeah, I want to do it too. And this other kid started asking me hard questions. And the one that I didn't know was really funny. I gave him the politician workaround on you just change the question a little bit, and then you basically say something where you don't look stupid without saying I don't know, but you just say a bunch of fluff, jargon, nothing. And you can do that by delaying and using nonverbals certain ways, and you can kind of almost just distract your audience and box in certain words and you can kind of just give some annoying answer. And it's one of the first times I've ever done that in my life with the intention of, I guess you could say deceiving him into thinking that I probably know it when I don't. Because he was asking me about a foreign policy question about a country that I don't even know the country. It was one of those, what is Aleppo? It's like, yeah, well, I don't know what Aleppo is. And then he's like, yeah, but Aleppo is a big deal though. That's why you should know it. And he goes, oh. Well, I don't know what that is, you know. But his name was Gary Johnson, and I voted for him, and it makes me want to throw up that I did that. Because he's pro-choice. And not my biggest sin. Maybe my biggest political sin, though. But basically, don't say that. What is Aleppo? If you don't know what it is, don't ask that, a knowledge question. What is Aleppo? Why would you say that? Pretend like you know what it is. What do you think about Aleppo? He's like, just say something. Well, if you know you don't know anything about the word. Okay, say, just make a joke then. How about this? When it comes to Aleppo, if I got hit with that Aleppo nonsense question, which would be brutal, but when it comes to Aleppo, I have policies you know nothing about. John chapter 4, verse 32, goof text. And are you familiar with the Bible? Do you know John 4:32? Oh, you don't? See how you flip it around? I see, and then I just turn it back to the Bible and I can explain it. And then they look up the verse, and then I have food you know nothing about, it's Jesus, and then you can start talking about Jesus if you want. What is Aleppo? That's not how you answer it. When he says, well, what's your policies on Aleppo? Red herring, make a joke, get out of there. Or you could say, you must not know anything about what I'm about. I already told you I have a dynamic cabinet. So when it comes to Aleppo, we asked, I'm only 1/16 of the policy. And these guys are going to guess. If you want the country to be changed, you have to vote in people into my dynamic cabinet. My cabinet starts off righteous, and then it starts getting weird. I want you to vote in Britney Spears. I want you to vote in Bieber. I want you to vote in, I don't know, your favorite athlete or something. What is Aleppo? Don't say that. Dynamic cabinet. I start off righteous, and then you know what? I think I'm just going to keep my cabinet the whole 4 years. And then then the American people vote two people, then they debate each other. Then the American people decide who wins the debate. That person stays with me for the rest of the 4 years. No one gets fired. It's just pure hiring. But we do this every month. So we get 12 people a year, 24 people after 2 years. We get 48 people after 4 years. That gives us a massive cabinet. But the people at the end, they only get to be with me for a month. But hopefully they have a bunch of policies that they bring in. And then when the American people say, oh, Eric's not doing very well. No, it's not me. It's the cabinet that you guys voted in. I'm such a small piece of this as the POTUS. And you know who really gave me the inspiration? More than the Epiphany, even. Although the Epiphany is probably the most. This one, it's close. Biden. Biden didn't do anything. I would probably be better than Trump, but I'm definitely better than Biden. I think I'd be a better version of George Bush, but with a dynamic cabinet, and it's hard to imagine a sellout candidate who it just really. Why not? I'm 34 years old. And I just want to run for it. But part of the fantasizing is what's going to happen when you're actually president. That's part of the fantasy, so. You gotta think about that stuff. Oh my gosh, I gotta go talk about. We got a couple more minutes. Anyways. Say his name is Christmas.